Good morning, everyone. This is Charles with the Exodus Logistics Learning Center, which features the Exodus Logistics Learning Center services, carrier services, which we dispatch for carriers, owner-operators, primarily those who have 53-foot dry vans, 53-foot refrigerated trailers or reefers, and 48 or 53-foot flatbed trailers. We are transitioning also into the box truck, 26-foot box truck space, with training there too. And we have partnered with Yael Transport LLC, with Sheldon and Tammy Moore. But anyway, the purposes of this message here is for the upcoming Saturday, 7/11, July 11th at noon, and Sunday, July 12th at, I would say 1, I believe, because after our training, I'm going to have Saturday a dispatcher 101 training for beginners seminar. For those of you who are on the Facebook groups who are asking about who first of all joined the Facebook groups, I'd like to say thank you, but who are not enrolled in the dispatcher 101 training for beginners, and then also those of you on the Facebook group who have joined the Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners Facebook group, but have not enrolled into the training platform. I'm offering a 2 to 3 hour seminar for each for the Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners seminar. That will be Saturday at noon. Should be about 2 to 3 hours. And then for the Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners live online seminar, that will be Sunday around 1 or 2 p.m. Because it's going to immediately follow the Dispatcher 101. We have weekly trainings for Dispatcher 101 for those enrolled subscription-based members on Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And sometimes that goes over a little bit. So to help protect any overlap for next Sunday's Freight Broker training, live training seminar, for those of you who are not enrolled but who have expressed interest in learning the fundamentals, the foundational things that you need to know to start a freight dispatcher company or to become a freight broker. As for Saturday, July 11th at noon, we will be offering the Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners live online training seminar. And this is particularly geared toward those who are curious to know about being independent freight dispatchers and have yet to consider enrolling into our Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners platform. If you're not an enrolled subscription-based member, you can register and pay the $99 and to get an understanding for 2 to 3 hours of, you will learn how to get carriers, because you can't dispatch without having a carrier first. And we'll go over dispatch agreement and profiles and what all that entails. Number 2, we'll navigate load boards. I'll give you an example of a few load boards that you'll be experiencing when you become a freight dispatcher, independent freight dispatcher. Talking to brokers. What is the language? What's the jargon? How do you speak to brokers? What do you ask? The type of questions. How do you do that? Completing packets. You have the carrier package to get set up with the brokers. We'll go over what that means, give you an example. Even those of you who register, I may send an example of a carrier package so you can kind of follow along in the training. And then book the loads. When you find a load for your carrier based off of their profile, you will call that broker, negotiate that load, book that load, and get what does all that mean? What is the step-by-step process in that? And then number 6, load planning. So when you get a carrier under a dispatch agreement, you want to maintain that carrier by finding them loads consistently. So while the carrier is under the current load that you booked for them, you're looking for their next load, or you're finding their few weeks, outload, or a week out, you're booking loads like that. And then number 7, invoicing the carriers. So once we are under the philosophy, once the carrier gets paid either through the broker or through their factoring company, then we invoice the carriers for our service as a dispatcher. And then much more is involved in that. So if you are a part of the Facebook Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners Facebook page, as well as the Facebook group, and you are interested in learning a little bit more about being a dispatcher, a freight dispatcher, independent freight dispatcher, and you have yet to enroll in the online ongoing training platform, maybe because you're not ready to pay the $299 for that and the $19.99 monthly subscription, you can invest the $99 into the 2-3 hour seminar, get a lot of detailed information, so that will help you determine and make a more informed decision as to whether or not you want to pursue this as a career and as an opportunity. I'll say this, that it is a recession proof. Also, from what I gather, it is a pandemic proof field to be in, the transportation industry. Things are still moving. Goods and services are still getting to their destinations. So the transportation industry did not stop whatsoever. So it is a good choice to make if you are thinking of a career change. So that is the Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners live online training seminar. I will probably do this either every weekend or every other weekend for those of you who are not enrolled as subscription-based members, who are either on the Facebook group or the Facebook page, who are asking about it and curious to know about being an independent freight dispatcher there. So that's the first announcement. The second announcement is for those individuals who are on the Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners Facebook page, as well as the Facebook group, who are not enrolled members as well into our Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners ongoing training. Our training is an ongoing training. So once you enroll into our training, that's an ongoing training for as long as you like. It's a one-time payment, and then it is a monthly subscription as well involved in it to maintain access to the tools and resources. Things are changing, things are being added to, taken away as we see fit to enhance the integrity of the platform. But this announcement here is specifically for the live online training seminar, which is 2 to 3 hours, and that's a price point of $125. So if you are not a member of our training platform, but yet you have questions, you can attend the seminar, and this one will be Sunday, July 12th. I would say around 1 or 2. I'm going to say 2 p.m. And because we have our dispatcher training that's 11 a.m. to about 1, and it may spill over, so we will probably need a little lay time to get prepared for the seminar. And so this is a 2 to 3 hour seminar. $125 is the registration fee. And what you'll learn there is, for those of you who are just starting out and are curious about what is a freight broker, you will find out what the requirements are. Number 1. Number 2, we'll talk about all about shippers who are your customers as a broker. So you cannot make money if you don't have customers or shippers to move their freight for them. And then all about carriers. So now you need to find the carriers to move those loads for your shippers who are your customers. And those carriers can be either carriers that are already a part of your brokerage, which are asset-based carriers, or they can be contracted carriers, the ones you get set up under your brokerage. Number 4, we will discuss the different the different packets that's involved in a brokerage. There are 2 main packets: the packet that you use to get set up with your customers, who are the shippers, and then the packets that you will be using to get the carriers set up and get on board with your brokerage. Number 5, we'll talk about the TMS systems. TMS system is a transportation management software. That's what TMS stands for. And it is a combination of a CRM customer relationship management tool, and a CMS, content management tool. So it's used to store data about your customers, who are your shippers, your assets, if you have any, truck and trailers, carriers, if you have any. It does billing, document management. It builds loads. So it's a host of a one-stop shop, kind of a database that keeps your business, your freight brokerage, organized in a professional fashion. And there are several types of TMS systems. We will go over that. So this will be a high-level training seminar. It'll give you an idea of what to expect if you are considering coming into this field as a freight broker. Number 6, booking loads. So what is that? What's involved in the process of booking loads from a freight broker's perspective? So, and then much, much more. So that is the Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners live online training seminar. I'm also considering doing this either once or twice a month for those who, because I get a volume of requests to join the Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners Facebook group, as well as the dispatcher one as well. So, and then a lot of people ask the basic questions about, I'm just getting started, or I have questions, or I'm curious about being a freight broker. What do I need to do next? So this one-time seminar will give you more detailed information of what to expect, just like the dispatcher 101 training seminar, so that you can make a more informed decision as to whether you want to pursue this. So for 2 to 3 hours, I think the 125 is a good investment to at least get a lot of questions answered, to decide if you want to either join our online training platform, an ongoing online training platform, or get training from someone else. At least you will have the basics and the basic questions answered for yourself. So again, the Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners seminar will be Saturday, July 11th, 2020, and that will start at noon. And the Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners live online training seminar will be Sunday, July 12th, and I believe I'm going to decide to start it at 2 p.m. So this is the official PSA public service announcement about these two training platforms. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at Exodus Logistics LLC at yahoo.com, or text my phone 757-515-1684. If you have any questions about registering, once you register and submit payment for the seminars, we will get an email notification, and we will send you any necessary materials that you will need to follow along in the training portal. So also I may include for the Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners three ebooks that speak about being a beginner dispatcher. And for the Freight Broker 101 Training for Beginners seminar, I will more than likely include the ebook in that as well, so you will have something to take away from this training that you can keep for yourself and use to make a more informed decision further. So I'd like to thank you for listening, and I look forward to those considering joining these two seminars. Thank you.